Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well on this Friday afternoon. It's been a really good week here in upstate New York. We've finally gotten some rain, and it was quite dry. And I know it's been dry so many places, but we finally got some rain. We got a lot of rain. We got probably 2.5, 3 inches, which we needed. We needed that quite a bit, and so happy Friday. I wanted to talk a little bit today about pregnancy and acupuncture. I know I've talked about it in the past, and we've discussed it extensively, but I'm just going to go over a few more things. So part of the journey of family planning, is pregnancy, right? Carrying the baby, and acupuncture and Chinese medicine is really beneficial during pregnancy, up to a certain point, up to week 12 generally. So after the first trimester, I tend to shift people away from acupuncture to prenatal massage. But I wanted to talk a little bit about pregnancy. So every pregnancy is different, right? I mean, you could have 4 children, and each of those pregnancies is going to be different from the last one. Not always the case, but generally speaking, pregnancies are unique to people. And I wanted to just talk a little bit about that. So one of the benefits to having acupuncture during pregnancy, right out of the bat, is stress reduction. So pregnancy can be stressful, right? From what I've seen and what I've been told, it can be very stressful. And so acupuncture has the unique ability to decrease your stress levels. And when you decrease your stress levels, your pregnancy first trimester tends to go a lot better. And so, you sleep a little bit better, and your mood is a little bit more stable. There's such a surge in hormones. If you have a precondition or predisposed condition, or you're subject to stress and anxiety, depression, it can come up in pregnancy, especially those first trimesters. And so acupuncture is going to make a difference in calming you, stabilizing your emotions or your mind, right? Trying to bring you back to a sense of stability or calmness. So acupuncture through the first trimester is going to reduce stress substantially. And in doing so, it's going to create a more stable environment for you, right? And, in that process, from the week 3 to week 8, that's when the baby's really starting to develop. And so you get, I call that, the rooting phase. So that's when the baby really starts to connect with the mother, blood flow, umbilical development, placental development. You really start to get a rooting taking place. So you really become one. And it's a good time. That is a great time to be relaxed, right? It's as relaxed as possible, because you're dealing with things. You could possibly be dealing with morning sickness, and so the idea is to keep the mother as calm as possible through the first trimester. And acupuncture is very safe, and it's very effective in doing so during pregnancy. And so if you move into if you do have morning sickness, and it becomes a real issue to where you are substantially losing weight, you can't keep anything down, then we can treat morning sickness by itself, and that is a treatment unto its own. But we can keep it calm. We can keep it to where you can keep some foods down, and not, hopefully not need IVs, right? So IVs, are part of severe morning sickness. Well, we don't want that. So we can keep you calm, help you, keep food down, which is important. Sometimes you could see as morning sickness as an indicator to not eat certain foods, right? So if you're eating certain foods and it's making you sick, obviously don't eat those foods. But obviously you're gonna have to have some nutrition, you know. So keep that in mind as well. Some of the issues also, once you get past 20 weeks, that you need to keep, generally, like I was saying, generally we will treat you right up until the first trimester. And the idea is just keep you calm, keep the baby developing, keep everything stable. And once you get into, your second and third trimester, your body really starts to develop, right? Things start to open up, your hips start to open up, everything starts to open up. And that's when it will, move you into prenatal massage. They're very good at helping loosen up all muscles and connective tissue to help your body grow with the baby. However, if you have some problems like high blood pressure or preeclampsia, those are life-threatening conditions that need to be addressed. Acupuncture is great in keeping your blood pressure under control. It's not one of those things that you can do right away. It's not one of those treatments that one treatment and your blood pressure is back to square one. It's it's one of those. It's a treatment protocol. So as you get into your second, third trimester, some stuff can arise. Blood pressure tends to be one of those. So acupuncture in your first trimester, if you have blood pressure issues or diabetes, it can help the second and third trimester trying to avoid any kind of preeclampsia or hypertensive issue. And that's important. You don't want to put the stress on yourself. You don't want to put the stress on the baby. You want to go to full term, and preeclampsia and hypertension is one thing that can result in an early pregnancy. So you want to avoid that. And, as you get into later into your third trimester and you're starting to become full term, acupuncture is great there too. We have a very good success rate in inducing labor, right? So, you want to go naturally as much as possible, and so sometimes you can help push that labor along with inducing with acupuncture. So right around at the end of your 38th week, 39 weeks, 40 weeks, if you want to induce labor, we can start to do that. We can start to get your body ready and start to induce labor a bit with acupuncture. So I don't think a lot of people know that, and so it's important to get it out there. It's very one of those inducing labor with acupuncture is gentle. So generally you don't come in and then you have an acupuncture treatment and boom, you're in labor. There's I would say a 12-hour window. Like if you come in at 9 a.m., by 9 p.m., if you haven't gone into labor, chances are you're not going to go into labor. So that's why we have you come back. Generally, you'll come in at least twice, 2 times a week to induce labor. And obviously, if you're not, there's no dilation, it's obviously going to take a little bit more time. But if you come in and you're, 5 centimeters dilated, it's going to go a lot quicker. And so keep that in mind. It's gentle, but it's very effective. And as you get closer to your due date, if you haven't gone into labor, the treatments do get a little stronger. It's the same acupuncture points, but then we will start to do some tuina or massage on the body, the shoulders and the lower back and the legs, and that will really, really, really start to induce labor. And I always encourage people to do that. It's always if you can have natural pregnancy, go for it. It's not something we would do with twins, right? We can't induce with twins. Not advisable to do that. And we can't induce if your baby is not head first, right, in the birthing position. So if your baby's breech, we tend not to induce labor. So that brings up breech baby. So if your baby's in a breech position, and babies will flip right up until the time that they are born. So but if your baby has been in breech position for a while, and you're dealing with a breech baby and you're worried about the breech baby, we do acupuncture to flip a baby. And again, it's gentle acupuncture, but it's like inducing labor. It takes a couple of visits to get the baby to roll. And so we can start moving a baby right around the same time. It takes a little longer, so you might want to start coming in a little earlier, but we can help with breech position. And ideally, we don't want you to have C-section, but if you're going to have a C-section, it's because you need to have a C-section. Sometimes you have to have C-section. There's no way around it. You got to remember, you just want to keep everyone safe and happy and healthy. And sometimes C-section is important. But if you can naturally to flip the baby and induce labor, acupuncture is really great in that. And I strongly encourage it. Call your local acupuncturist, talk to them, reach out to us. We're all, as an acupuncturist, that's one of the things that we're trained in, is inducing labor and breech positions and first trimester care. And there's a lot of we do it a little bit more here than say somebody would somewhere else, but we most acupuncturists are highly trained in that as well. I just want to look at my cheat sheets here. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to look at some questions here. Is cupping okay to do in preparation for IVF? As long as you're not pregnant, you can do cupping, right? So the idea, and I don't know, what they're working on with the cupping in preparation for IVF, other than it could be to remove heat and to stimulate blood flow. But personally, when I'm cupping, it's to help with pain or a heat, an influx of heat in the body. We do a lot of cupping for that. Yes, it is safe, but once you're pregnant, no cupping, and I would start to rule it out as you start to come into ovulation, because everything's developed, and you don't want to move too much energy, too much blood right away. So keep that in mind. And your acupuncturist should know that, or your massage therapist should know that as well. Is there ever a time acupuncture is not a good thing for fertility or during pregnancy? It all comes down to you, right? If you love acupuncture and you're comfortable with it, then technically, your acupuncturist can make your treatments as gentle as possible. And the one thing I wouldn't do during pregnancy, and that's just me, I know some acupuncturists do it, is I wouldn't treat severe chronic pain with acupuncture during pregnancy, especially as you get further into your pregnancy. That's just a personal choice. That's why here we try to refer out to prenatal massage, and the prenatal massage is a little bit more gentle and it's not as strong as acupuncture, so it's a little safer to treat as your body starts to develop and grow with the baby. So I don't know of any instances or situations where acupuncture has harmed a pregnancy. There are points along the way that can be very moving, and I do not recommend those. And again, most acupuncturists know that, and they realize that, and they stay away from it. So acupuncture is very safe during pregnancy, and it's proven to be safe, and it's proven to be very beneficial as well. How much is IVF? I'm not sure how much IVF is, depending on how much is IVF here at See My Fertility? I don't know. I don't really have a specific number for you, and I should know that, but I don't. And obviously, it's going to vary from person to person. and and how your stim cycle goes. But I think you can go right on our website, or you can call our offices here, and we'll break it down for you. And yeah, right. So family planning, it's not just about building and getting pregnant. It's about um, being pregnant also, and taking care of ourselves during the pregnancy. Again, I think a lot of people think that acupuncture is not allowed during pregnancy, but that's not the case at all. We see a lot of people right through their first trimester, and some right through 40 weeks. So, if you're pregnant and you're having some issues, or you just want to stay calm and balanced throughout all of it, then have acupuncture. Call your acupuncturist, make an appointment, call us. You can ask us any kind of questions you want. I hope everybody is well, and I hope everyone's, you know, having a great journey in family planning and in life. And we'll see you. We'll see you in a week. Thank you.